Happy Friday. We're back, we're live, and I absolutely love doing these things. Today I want to chat about AI. I know nobody's doing that. If you've been on YouTube for more than 5 seconds, you know AI is absolutely a trending thing because it seems like every video is somebody pointing dramatically at some icon of ChatGPT or Gemini. And, I was creating some content this week, some collaborative content with a couple of people, Christy Price being one of them, and another one that came up, conversation that Olga and I had, and I'll put links to their profiles in the description. A couple of questions came up, not just here, but in some Slack groups that I'm in. That there's still a lot of anxiety in the services game. In me as the owner of a web design agency, aside, like in general, agencies, whether they're development firms or they specialize in specific platforms or technologies, like whether it be that WordPress or React or whatever, there are a lot of people that everyone's excited and playing with all these tools. But there are also a lot of agencies and freelancers that are kind of panicking around AI. And I think a lot of steam was picked up in 2025 as in general. And as we enter, here it's January 9th, 2026. I'm not freaking out. In fact, I'm pretty excited. And I think it's because I figured something out. It's not because I think AI is all hype or harmless. I don't think that. I think it's because I think it's honest in a way. It's creating honesty in a way. Let me explain. And I'll probably be ruffling some feathers here. But look, for decades, traditional agencies, freelancers, like services were provided, via time. So if you were gatekeeping, the core idea is that we were gatekeeping expertise by selling knowledge, by selling time, knowledge packaged as time. And if you want access to knowledge, you book or pay for hours, you pay retainers, you kind of wait your turn, you get in line, and you have some agency account service team that's going to help you work through it. And, creatives would do the creative, developers would do the development, and then you were kind of sent off. The problem is, even though that model worked when expertise was scarce and or specialized, it was also opaque. It doesn't work when knowledge is abundant. And we're entering a time of absolute abundance of searchability and increasing the conversational accessibility of both experience and expertise. We're entering a new reality, right? Where platform knowledge, technical skills, even strategic frameworks are not inaccessible anymore. And in many cases, experience itself is being simulated well enough to unblock a lot of people. And that's eroding the artificial value we've attached to time. And when I say artificial, I mean from a client's perspective, not from the agency's perspective. Time, the cost of time has always been stacked and built based on cost models and profitability goals. And all of those are real. I'm not saying that, excuse me, still getting over my cold, that those are artificial, but how those were built is always opaque on the client side. And I was inspired to chat about this because of a very simple happening here. It is a real world example. Boots on the ground. My laundry machine, I don't know if you can hear it. The dryer's on right now. My dryer just stopped heating last weekend. It didn't work at all. And I thought, yeah, this is probably going to cost me $200 to schedule a repairman. It's probably going to take a few days. I got to take time off and watch someone replace this part in 15 or 30 minutes and then drive off, and I'm out $200. But instead I thought, well, let me have a quick chat. And I was using duck.ai, the DuckDuckGo AI assistant, because I've been wanting to play with that one. And it's great, by the way. I talked about the issue and it helped me diagnose it. I ordered the part on Amazon. It showed up the next day. I watched a quick YouTube video of a guy replacing it in a model that is identical to mine. And I fixed it myself in about half an hour, 45 minutes, for $25. So was I suddenly a dryer repair expert? No, not by any means, but I didn't need to be. And that's kind of the point. I just needed enough diagnosis, enough confidence, and a clear step on how to remove about 8 screws, pop a part out, put a new part in, connect the wires, put the back on. And that's the shift I'm talking about. Expertise isn't gone, and the value of it en masse hasn't been eroded. I'm not saying that expertise no longer matters. It absolutely does. I'm an expert at some things. But what doesn't matter anymore is the selling of access to it. That expertise being sold in rigid time chunks is not providing the same value that it used to, or it's not as valuable as it used to be. And therein lies why people are upset. The real value is in 2026 is emerging as, an intersection, right, of experience, decision-making, and taste. So having seen the patterns before and knowing what not to do, and then choosing the right options all along the way. And that's for every sort of service industry. So that's not easily automated, and it's certainly not easily Googled. It used to be you would Google something like a recipe, how to do something, and you would just get bombarded with trash websites full of ads and 1,200 words, 2,000 words of SEO copy that is virtually illegible. So this is why entering this year, when it comes to AI in general, I'm extremely calm. And I think it's because I've already built my model. I've already made this pivot, and look, there's a lot of luck here. I'm not saying that I started my subscription-based web design business because I predicted AI would disrupt agencies or the model of selling time. But the model holds up. My model holds up because of AI, right? Like my subscribers don't just get answers. They don't just get the creative. They don't just get ongoing updates and services. They do, but they also get access to my judgment, sequencing, and the ability to say this matters and that doesn't. And they're not paying for hours. We get unlimited updates. And this isn't an ad for my service. But what I'm saying is access to taste and the ability to make decisions and pattern recognition and reducing the risk and friction of making those decisions. They're paying for that momentum without having to do second guessing and without having to do the work themselves. And that's not going to be eroded. The value of that's not going to be eroded anytime soon. Will it? Probably. But in a world where information is everywhere, confidence and clarity become the new premium assets. So the real opportunity, and probably a bit of a warning, if your entire business is built on, something you don't create, like time, then yeah, you should probably be a little bit nervous And you can overcome it with assets like digital products. You can overcome it with assets like access to you and memberships and things of that nature. Yeah, but just selling pure time, I think that's going to be problematic, and it's going to become obvious at some point this year. I know Wayne Stradamus over here, but like I said, provide value via taste, pattern recognition, decision making, decision compression. Let's call it, and then reducing the risk and friction. And you're probably not going to be replaced. You'll probably be more relieved than anything. I don't know. All of that means I'm pretty excited about 2025 and already I'm 2026. Oh my gosh. But already the year is off like on fire, which is awesome. We already signed up new clients and we've got more inquiries. I'm getting leads from ChatGPT. Thumbs up. Like, I think the model is working, and I am full of relief that I moved away from time-based invoicing and project-based fee structures in order to create a business that was based on monthly recurring revenue and being throughput and helping businesses grow instead of creating gatekeeping situations for my expertise only being accessible for what amounts to some sort of invoicing piece of paperwork workflow. And anyway, happy Friday. Have a great weekend. That was my sort of epiphany heading into this year. And I wanted to share it. That's what we got here. So I hope you have a great weekend. And I hope that your plans for 2026 and whatever you're doing in this January, I know a lot of people start exercising in January. And I know a lot of people do like dry-uary type of things. I hope it all goes well for you, and I hope you're able to maintain your resolutions if you're someone who makes resolutions. And I will see you next Friday, and we will have another cool, thought-provoking topic. I hope. Peace.